Friday. You made it. Hoping everyone is doing a little bit better than the chicken from Moana today, and that you've had a pretty productive week. I'm excited to hear from you guys again. Thank you for everyone who's completed the assignments that have gone online on Haiku. You might have heard that our time online, or at least with our normal school, has been extended a little bit, and it's definitely a source of stress for me as I try to think of the best way to help you guys out and serve you. But we're going to make the best of it. And I'm really excited for the time that we can share together working on code here during class today. This is like day one, absolute baby JavaScript, and I'm really, really excited to share this with you. So I hope you are in a good place before anything else starts. If you need anything, I have my office hours from 2 to 4 o'clock today. If you want to come and join and say hi, I'd really love to hear from a lot of you guys. And keep at it in good spirits. For today's assignment, you'll need a pen or pencil or a whiteboard and marker handy so that you're able to write down some notes as we go through. And you can do a little bit of journaling about some of the ideas that we have as we take through class today. So let's start off with this. On Thursday, or Wednesday if you're at Heron, you learned some things that JavaScript could do. JavaScript's our third language that we're fitting in together with our code. We're starting to learn how to put HTML and CSS and JavaScript together. Go ahead and pause your video. Brainstorm at least 3 things that you saw that JavaScript could do on Thursday. When you're ready to keep going, you have a good list down, go ahead and press play again. Remember on Thursday, we were doing a major throwback. We started out the year talking about Tolly the dog, and we finally saw an implementation of some of the app ideas that y'all came up with. The thing is that app works, and JavaScript is able to pull off a few interesting pieces of code. First things first, click a button. We now have a way to change text on the page. We can also click a button and change an image. Oh my gosh, working buttons. You're going to make one by the next Thursday, I promise. You've also got a space over here to put in the name of a dog if you want to. Let's call a dog Sally. And you can see that this code edits and changes based on what you put into this box. It has a way of responding to it. So to me, that's a pretty cool list of what JavaScript can make so far. Here's what I came up with. We can change text, we can change images, we can change words in response to what you put in. You can receive information from the user. A whole new language that allows us to really add on to the behavior of our code. If you remember from last class, we talked about the role that our 3 languages play. JavaScript is going to help us program the behavior of web pages, and it can also help make pages. So, where do we go from here today? We just talked a little bit about the purpose of JavaScript, and I want to start at JavaScript day 1, ground 0, how to start changing things on your web page and making it interactive. We'll spend some time going over 1 or 2 basic lines of code for that, and then you'll do a little bit of coding yourself and submit it to me by the end of the day that you're looking at this. There's also a little bit of challenge code. I'm actually going to have you look at how to change things in exactly the way that the Tally website page changes them, and to look at kind of the diversity of applications that you can make. But it's time to start with something important today. I've had some free time the last couple of days. I'm sure you have too. I made a little web page that helps to advertise for my favorite snacks. Right. Read this closely. Wait a minute. If I turn to the dark side, arguing that mozzarella sticks are the best? Have I really gone along with all of your wishes? Of course not. I still love fish sticks. They hold such a special place in my heart. And in fact, all of this code that we're going to write today is going to be so that we can actually make this web page right. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. That's a lie. Mozzarella sticks are the best snack. What are we talking about here? I'm going to change that. I'm going to make this website change its text so that it says something that's highly more accurate. So I'm going to go over here to JavaScript. I'm going to write the following line of code. Document dot get element by ID. Then we're going to put this in parentheses. And inside my quotes, I'm going to put section 1. Now this line of code is going to affect one of the tag that's over here. Go ahead and point for a couple of seconds the tag to which of these three you think it's going to affect and change. Remember, JavaScript changes things for us. Go ahead and point. You need to see everybody's fingers. Nice work. You notice that this thing has the ID name section 1, and we're changing by the ID section 1 over here. I'm not quite done with this line of code yet. I'm going to write dot inner, all lowercase, HTML, all uppercase, equals apparently it's so untrue it won't even let me spell it right. And oh my gosh, I got truth on a page over here. This line of code made that disappear. Mozzarella sticks are the best tech. It doesn't work anymore. Now I've got a line of code that changes it to something that's highly more accurate. I want to show you something real quick though. The goal of today is going to be to understand how to use this particular line of code. So I'm going to make what's called a comment underneath it. See these two slashes? I'm making what's called a comment, which is just a little note. The above has to have the exact capitalization. If you change anything, if you make the I lowercase, if you make any of the letters in HTML lowercase, it will not work. Everything needs to be uppercase that's uppercase, and everything needs to be lowercase that's lowercase. So, what I want to do is learn how to change things on the web page with JavaScript here today. And to me, there's kind of three components of this line of code. There's part number 1, document.getElement by ID, section 1. There's the part that says enter HTML. And there's the part here that says fish sticks are vastly superior. I want to see if you can figure out what they mean. Pause your video. Put out a piece of paper. Copy down that table. And I want you to go ahead and write down what you think each of these does. Each of these parts of the code. Pause the video, and when you're ready to move on, you can go ahead. So our first goal is to understand what document.getElement by ID does. You might have noticed that it has an ID name, section 1, that shows up inside of the heading tag. That's telling it specifically which thing to change. Hey, change the tag with the ID names. Our second part in our HTML, you might have noticed when I wrote this line of code, it made mozzarella sticks are the best snack here. It made what was between our two mozzarella sticks or two tags. The inner HTML is what exists between our opening and our closing tag. So that's our signal to say, hey, change that thing. Last but not least, we have what we put in quotes. Fish sticks are vastly superior to mozzarella sticks. It's telling the text to change. You have something that varies from this a little bit. Okay, you have something that varies from this a little bit. You can go ahead and pause your video and copy this down on your notes. When you feel like you're ready to move on, you'll notice that in our example code, we give this thing an ID name, section 1. Well, it seems to me we could have given it a class name, right? And changed it by class over here. My question for you that I want you to think about for 1 minute, go ahead and pause your video, write down on the paper that you have in front of you. Why do you think it's better to select what to change by an ID name, not by a class name? I'm really excited to see what you came up with for this one. So, the good news about ID names is that if we just want to change, say, the text in one particular place, then we can do that easily in JavaScript. If we're going to use a class name, it would change everything with that class name, like all the classes named sections. We don't always want to do that. Pretty easy and convenient. Give something an ID name, and then to use that, change it, or to mess with it. Let's look a little bit at what your job is today. If you go to the Haiku site, on this link, you're going to get my example code. First thing you're going to do is go to the bottom right here, and there should be a nice neat button that says template. Click that button that says use template to use it yourself. Make a copy for yourself and keep it open in a new tab. Next, you'll click on the link to this Google form. You've got 7 questions to answer today. The first 4 are what we just talked about. Question number 1 through number 4 ask you to identify and explain what this line of code in JavaScript does. If you feel like you forget already, on the Haiku site, there's a little thing that says helpful notes. On that, everything that I summarized from today is going to be on there. The purpose of JavaScript and what it does, the example code, a breakdown of what each part of the JavaScript code does, and some ideas as to why an ID name. I just explained how to do number 1 through 4. In the next video, I'm going to do 5 through 7, so stay tuned and make sure you follow along with the second part.